G'day and welcome back to Duxola Gaming and Elm Creek Farm back here on FS22. Alright, we are back at it again. We are in early July and we are in need of mulching down the grass in the olive grove here. So that's what we're going to get done today. We have just actually finished, and I didn't think to press record at the time I was doing it. We did just feed our chickens and our sheep, so you can see that they're fully fed now. One of the things we also did at the end of the last episode, we actually have sold off some of our chickens and some of our sheep. We sold off our oldest sheep, so now in the actual pen we've got room for I think about another 50, maybe 60 sheep, for them to actually breed and start producing sheep. Because basically the sheep pen was chockers, so we just needed to allow for breeding and all that sort of stuff. So we'll just let them do that. And we just sold off some chickens because of the same sort of reasoning. But so that gave us a bit of a boost in our money. We sold off obviously I think we've fast forwarded 2 days at the moment. 2 game days, maybe 3. And we've also made money from selling the greenhouse products directly as well. So that's why we're up to $190,000 now, which is fine. We're not rushing out to spend it at any stage, but we are still keeping an eye on these fields to see when they get populated with a product, with a crop. We'll then look at purchasing. Most likely, the candidate is going to be field 53, and then I can make a combined 53, 54 field if I wish to, or I can keep them separate for now, or alternatively, to buy this ranch up through here, this area through here, and we'll get those going. So it's 145,000 for 42, 150 for 41. So that's 300,000 to get those two, and then 177,000 for that one. But that would give us a nice big chunk there as well, where I could make 2 big fields, one full olive grove in here, possibly. Or anyway, so that's what we're looking at doing. So we'll just sort of see how things pan out. But in the meantime, we've got some work here to do, so let's just get in and get it done. So we're going to grab the Landini, which is sitting over here. We also do want to get the land over here sorted so we can actually put a little shed in here to keep this stuff in. We're going to disconnect. Actually, no, it was already disconnected. Silly duck. All right, so going to grab that. And we're going to go grab the mulcher. And we're going to get going. Hope everyone is doing well. We are doing fantastic here, and we are just keen to continue on with our farming exploits. We now have our 3 FS22 series underway well and truly, so I hope you're enjoying all 3 series between Elm Creek, Port Belleron, and our newest one being Riverview. So let me know in the comments down below that if you're enjoying them all, but like I said, certainly hope you are. And that's the sort of content we're just going to continue bringing as we go along. Anyway, all right, so we're just going to give all this a good trim. It just needs to be mowed down. Keep the maintenance up to the olive grove. There's not a lot else going on at the moment, so it just makes sense to get this sort of stuff done as the Express to Goldcrest goes past again. But yeah, it's just keeping everything well maintained, and the olives, we want to make sure we're going to get the maximum yield out of that. So anytime the grass is full or is grown, we'll clear it off, and anytime we need to plough, we'll get in and plough. It's probably due for a dose of fertilisation as well. We'll keep an eye on that and get that done as well at some point soon. All right. Alright, now again, I mean, this is one of the things too, I mean, with having them so close, the mower doesn't quite collect all the grass, so there's always a patch. So if I go to this side, I'll leave a patch on the other side. If I go to the other side, and there'll be another patch. I'm just going to get in the centre. I think generically speaking, as long as the vines or the olives are fairly close, just going sort of down the middle is actually enough. Like with the ploughing and all that sort of stuff, I think it actually gives you the effect you need, or the resultant change to the soil that you need. I don't think it's very particular in relation to must be right up to the vines, because I mean then you're just going to be likely damaging equipment, damaging vines or olive trees or whatever else by trying to get too close. So we're just going to assume the near enough is good enough type positioning, and just do it that way. But anyway, so that's the plan for this. So we've got a fair few runs to do here. We might just do the alternate skipping. So basically just go to the end of the row, turn onto the nearest row we align to, and then just continue on instead of doing 3-point turns and all that sort of stuff. It should work out okay. Well, that's what we've done previously, so we'll continue to do that as well. And what we will do is we'll go in cab because we can, and we'll just line ourselves up and get that done each time. So we swing out wide, and then we'll just swing around until we hit the olive tree and we damage it, as we said we didn't want to do. Come on, let's go. Right. Don't want to do a 3-point turn, what we end up doing basically a 3-point turn. You get what I'm trying to do though. So yeah, that's this is the job for the day. It's not overly exciting, but it's just stuff we need to get done. So we'll get power on through it in that regard. In relation to any further expansion elsewhere on the map, I mean that's something we can always look at as well in sort of expanding our farm elsewhere up north or whatever else. But I think for the moment we're better off sort of staying local to where we are. If for nothing else, just that it's easier to keep ourselves set up and close by for supplies or whatever else at the moment. It just makes sense to be in a centralized location. I mean, if say a plot of land came up and it was half the price for whatever instance, then yeah, you would probably jump at it. But I don't see the point in buying a plot of land at normal prices that's miles away and takes a lot of time to travel to and from with all the equipment and all that sort of stuff, when you can buy equivalent sized plots or similar close to the farm, and therefore you're not expending as much expenses in relation to having to travel to and from and all that sort of stuff, wear and tear on equipment, driving to and from, all that sort of stuff, which comes into the equation. But anyway, it is what it is. So as of the point of the time of recording this, we still haven't seen another patch yet from Giants. I would like to think there should be one coming very soon. Certainly if it hasn't hit by the end of January, I'd be disappointed, but it is Giants after all, I suppose. Track record says that they may not be anywhere near getting it ready to us by then, but who knows, they may surprise. I've been pleasantly surprised with some things so far with their rollout of FS22 and everything else, so we'll just wait and see, I guess, but never say never. I just hope that they hit the mark with this next patch and it fixes most of the problems that are existing in the game. I hope they fix all the things like the base trucks that just do not seem to have enough torque or whatever else to take off for the load, and they spin the opposite way with the wheels and just can't get traction and all that sort of stuff that seems to be present in those Macs. But yeah, just the little things like that I'd like to see tidied up, and then hopefully we'll be closer to having a complete FS22. I mean, like I said, it is pretty close. They have done a lot better job with FS22 than what they did with 19. And like I've always said, I'm pleasantly surprised with the level that Giants have got FS22 out of the box. Pardoning the pun, of course. Alright, so I think we've on average skipped 2, maybe 3 rows generally with our plan here at the moment. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going back and doing exactly the same and aligning ourselves, but those ones will be done out of cab. So we'll get half of them done in cab, or a third of them done in cab, and the rest done out of cab. Just gives you a different view of what we're doing, which is fine. It changes as good as a holiday, as they say. And I mean, certainly we could probably stay in cab for the rest as well, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't mind staying in cab if we can. Now I do need to bring the mower down. I'm going to mow all the sides of the olive grove as well, and we'll collect that grass and use that for the sheep. But that'll be something we'll do as an aside. Maybe the next episode we'll do a bit of manicuring and tending of the sides of the adjacent areas and adjacent areas of the fields. Get all that sort of tidied up. So that's certainly something we'll get done. All right, we should be doing the last outside border, and here we are. So we're going to do this last part here outside the olive grove, and then we're going to be progressing back in and getting them all done with the next rows. Really wanting to drop that that mulcher very efficiently all the time. Okay, right. So now with the turn in, and we look for where we've been and where we haven't, and then we slot in effectively, and then the last run we'll just come down and hit all the ones that we've missed. The neighbour's got lime down in their field now, which is fine. They're progressing with their field work as well. We've had all our fields limed and ready to go, which is fine, and we're just now waiting for them to proceed to a harvestable state, which we're not too far away, really. Truth be known. Alright, another row done. That row there we'd already done, so we'll do this one here. Well, we just stuffed ourselves up. We should have gone the other side of that one that was done, but anyway, it's okay. We'll get to it. We'll finish it off. And if we do get this finished before the end of the episode, we will actually start doing. We'll give it a dose of fertilizer, whether it needs it or not, just for the sake of doing it. So yeah, we'll get that cracking as well. row done. Probably around halfway through our work here now for this job. So a bit of work to go still, but not a very exciting episode, I guess. But it's just stuff that needs to be done. So you sort of, as we said, we'll show you when we have jobs on, and we'll try and keep it relatively upbeat and interesting. But sometimes it's just rudimentary and very basic job that has to be done. But I think we'll be fine. In fact, what I've forgotten to do, in fact I'll have to update that a little bit faster. We forgot to reset our time. I will explain my time management too, by the way, just so you don't think that anything's going awry. So basically when I come into the game and I'm prepping to start a new recording, I will generally slow down the time just purely from a perspective of while I'm actually taking stock of what has to be done, what's being done in preparation for the day's work, so we don't lose a quarter of the day just in preparations and all that sort of stuff. And then basically once I'm into the actual core farming tasks, then I'm recording, then it should be back at the 15 times or the 10 times depending on how I'm running the series. And sort of sometimes you just, well, certainly I do, and I'm going to blame old age, I just forget. So that's all it is. But generally I'll then go back and make up the time where I can and where I realise it. Sometimes I don't realise it till it's too late. But so for instance at the moment we're going to crank it up to 30 times, and we'll make up some time until it gets to, I don't know, about 10 o'clock, and then we'll put it back to 15. But anyway. It's a nice view actually. I don't mind this view of running in between the olives. And down the chute, so to speak. One more run in this run, and then we'll be heading back the other way again and just getting rid of all the gaps, all the ones we've missed on the 2 runs, and then that should finalise it pretty much. So what I could have done is I could have been running the fertiliser at the same time, but it's just easier to concentrate on getting this done first. Okay. So as you can see, we're at the end there. We'll do the outside row here just to tidy this part up, and then we'll concentrate on going through and getting rid of all the areas that have been missed. It is such a small tractor though, isn't it? It's quite interesting how small it is. And it's obviously built for a job, but certainly very small. Well, I have a wet the whistle moment. Okay. As you see, generally we should have grabbed two that are next to each other, and we missed two, and that's pretty much our turning profile, missing two and going on to the third. So that actually should sort of equate reasonably well. So as you can see there, we've missed two, then one, missed two, then one. So yeah, it should sort of all pan out, hopefully. We will see with these last couple of runs. Come on, accelerate. So let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Probably I will have missed it by the time I get to it, but let me know what you think in relation to whether we should extend our olive farm up into this next field or not. I'll be interested to see what everyone's thoughts are. Do we actually make it a bit of an olive empire? One of the things with doing that, it is going to increase the work and the time taken for the work, just because it takes so much more time to go through and do all the preps and the works between the grove. I'm not saying that that's not what we want to do, but it certainly is going to mean there's going to be a lot more time spent looking after the olives than what there is the other crops. But that's all fine and well as well, fine and good, because that gives us other tasks that we need to get done. So it just means that we have to just get our stuff done, and it just means that some of it, so sort of for instance one field we may do on camera, so to speak. We may record one field, the other field we do off camera, all that sort of stuff, because you can't automate any part of it. So like, to do this job now, we can't use the AI helper or course player or anything else to assist us in getting that done. So it is what it is, and it just has to be manually managed. So yeah, it's just the way it is. So the bigger fields we have, or the bigger the olive grove we have, for instance in this case, the longer it's going to take us to do all the maintenance on it, and it all has to be done manually, which is, like I say, it isn't a problem. It just depends on what you guys want to see, and do you want to see a lot extra olive grove maintenance and work, or would you rather see a smash up of olives and everything else that we have on the farm, basically. So let me know in the comments down below. So we've broken the back of this job though. We've got probably another 5 or 6 runs to go, and then we'll be done. There we go. We've got to 11:30, so we'll back our timer back to 15 times, and we're back to a normal sort of ratio. So we're getting there. Almost there. We're probably not going to get much time in this episode to do any fertilisation. So that will either have to be in the next episode, or alternatively, it would have to be an off-camera job. I don't think we need to get the fertilisation down straight away. So we may just leave it for our next day or so. We've got some other smaller tasks to do around the farm, and we will get it all done together, so to speak. Although even that, the fertilization will take some time to get done. So yeah, we'll just see how things go. Actually, what would be interesting to know is whether we could get the I might experiment with that. Get the Hardy sprayer. Has it got enough height to get over the olive groves? And if we fertilize with it, will that actually be effective? Something to try out as a bit of a shits and giggles type thing, as I keep on running into the olives. Yeah, I might give that a go off camera and in a solo version, and see if we can do it, because that'd be very interesting. If you could, bit of a cheaty cheat, I guess. But if you can maximise it, the time with the job, then why not? Although we haven't got a Hardy sprayer at the moment, so yeah, that's why we wouldn't be able to trial it. But I think it'd go pretty close to having the clearance to do it. It just depends on how low the booms are brought down. That would be the problem for that. Anyway, that's it. We've finished mulching all the grass in between the groves, so they should all be looking nice and uniform now. Making sure we haven't missed any. And we haven't, which is great. It's a first for duck. Right, we're going to go back over here. We'll drop the mulcher off, and we'll grab the sprayer. No, we won't. We'll just leave it be for that. We'll leave that be. That will be the end of the episode. We'll just leave it there. Because we can. What we should do is we should have a look again at our fields and see what we're likely to do. Just going to move the Landini in here just out of the way. There we go. Alright, so what we should do is shut that off. Go back here and have a look at our menu. Our map. So it makes sense. We've got our fields down here, which we've got. So 3 main fields. We have field 54 here. I think if we're going to do extend the olive groves up here as our possibility, we need to have a lot more money behind us. So $190,000 is not going to be enough, because by the time we buy the land at $145,000, we're going to get 1 row of olives, maybe 2, put in on that field. So it's not going to help us with olives. We could also put other crops in there, that'd be fine, but we're just traveling further, and that's probably not necessary, because we've already got to work over here on field 54. Field 53 is probably the more likely candidate to purchase at $140,000. The other one I do want to get is this one here, but that's $267,000. But the advantage with that is it gives us a lot more land here, and as I said previously in another episode, this is where I plan on putting some cows at some point. So that's a candidate, but again, like I said, it's another $70,000 out of our range. So we can certainly look at that. I'm going to look at possibly doing some more contract work. So we'll look at doing what's available in here. There's not much here. Harvesting, fertilizing. There's a bit of fertilizing work there. I'm going to refresh the contracts and see if anything else pops up. Nothing really that's tempting. I mean, maybe getting these fertilization jobs will give us a bit of extra cash. As 11, 20. There's about $25,000 worth of work there. We can make relatively short work of that. So yeah, that's certainly an option. Any type of fertilizer, liquid, solid, slurry, or manure. All right, let's go have a look at field 32. Field 32. Up here, field 32 is there. Not too bad, but it's not a small field by any means. But anyway, that's something we look at, and we'll look at that in the following episode probably. But for now, I think what we'll do is we'll look at just waiting for someone to either set this up or get it ready. I mean, for the moment, we're not going to be ready to prepare that field for planting, even if we did buy it, unless, of course, we put canola in. Certainly an option. We could look at possibly putting canola into it. So if we are going to buy it, it'd only be to put canola in, so we've got a canola field for next season. So just another variation. So it also means we can use that for producing some oil. So we can produce some canola oil as well as producing our olive oil. Obviously, once we produce the current crop over here, being our sunflowers, a lot of that is going to be used to produce in our production facilities to produce the sunflower oil. So yeah, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put them straight to selling from here on in. So in fact, what I'm going to do now is I'll set them up. We can go sunflower oil, change output. There we go. So for the 3 of those, we're just going to direct sell in future. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate that one and that one. And then we'll just worry about those when we drop them off. But yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, I've waffled for enough for now. So that's the plan for the next couple of episodes. We'll get some fertilization in here on field 43. Let's have a look at the status of field 43. It's growing nicely, so that's all good. It's fully fertilized, so excellent. It's all good. So I think we're in a good stead at the moment. All fertilized over here. Field 54 needs lime, but that'll be the next ploughing in. But that's fully fertilized as well. So the current fields and everything are in a good state of repair, ready for harvest. So now it's just a matter of hurry up and wait. So I know that was a bit of a boring episode, I guess, to one point, but the olive maintenance is something we need to do. That's now complete. So thanks very much for watching. If you did like the episode, or even if you didn't like the episode and you wish to continue watching this series, then make sure you press that subscribe button. If you press that subscribe button, make sure you press that alarm notification icon as well, so then you're made aware of when new videos are available on the channel. Don't forget to come and join us on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. All the details for those are down below in the comments or the description. And of course, most importantly, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. And we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duxwiller Gaming and Elm Creek Farm. See you all later. Bye.